Okay, so in this video we're going to look at how to do a line graph for your assignment. But yeah, it's a fairly simple one, and basically it's to a C standard, just like the bar graph was. So let's have a look at what we've got here. We might have, I don't know, some small electric motors or something. Again, so you got the motor horsepower, you got it listed there, and then the price of each unit. So these aren't labels. Okay, these are actual numbers, recorded numbers, measurable numbers on both sides. Okay, so measurable and measurable. Now, just a point of interest, this might be all belonging to one whole brand of motor. Brand X, and that you kind of got to think about that stuff when you're doing your research, because if I had 4 different brands here, it kind of makes it very hard to compare. But if I've got all of one brand, then that makes it all very comparable. So that's part of the things you've got to think through. Okay, so once again, don't put the dollar signs there. Okay, don't write this when you're entering it in. Do not put a dollar sign in front there. It will go nuts. Okay, just have the raw figures, the raw data. Put dollars in the heading at the top, and that's how you do that. Okay, so this is going to be a line graph because it is numerical data, not categorical. So we start off a very similar way. We just highlight the numbers. Now, in this particular case, the left-hand one will be the horizontal axis. So think about what do you want along the bottom. Okay, this one we're looking at different types of horsepower, and we're going to see how the horsepower affects the price. Okay, so now you highlight that, you go up to Insert, Recommended Charts, just like before. Okay, now it's giving you all these different ones here. That's actually a pretty dodgy one, because these aren't categories. This is data. This is measured numbers, not categories. I have no idea what the hell that one is, so ignore that. But it's this one at the top here. This is what you want, because on the bottom, see how the scale, it goes from 0 to 35. You just go back. This is ludicrous, because this isn't a nice linear scale on the bottom here. Do that, you'll get marked way down. Here we got a nice linear scale. So this is going to be the horsepower, and that's going to be the cost. Okay, so we hit OK. All right, now just as before, everything is customizable. So let's get in and do that. I'm going to, you could, muck around like that. That looks good. All that. Don't do something like that. That's a bit stupid. But yep, that'll do. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do with that one. Now, I've got to add titles. So you press the button there. Oop, it's over here. Okay, so you've got Access Titles. Okay, I've got up here, this is price. So let's go. We got price, and then I put a bracket, $ bracket. Okay, so you're telling the reader it's not in English pounds or Indian rupees or whatever. It's in dollars. And then down here, this is horsepower. So motor horsepower. Okay, so the reader immediately knows what each bit is, but we need to have a chart title. So let's say this is chart number 2 that you've done. So you give it a name. Sorry, graph 2. So it's graph 2. Okay. What is it? It's comparing the cost of different powered motors. Okay. Now you think, oh, that's perhaps a bit big. Okay, well, let's just highlight that, and let's just shrink that a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay. And again, I can just go righto. I can cut and paste that into Word. It might look a bit better if I throw some grid lines in, a bit more grid lines. Let's just add them all. Okay. All right, that's good. Okay, and then away I go. I can copy and paste that straight into Word, and that is my C standard line graph with my numerical data all good to go.